Test, mic test, 1, 2, 3, test, test. Test, mic test, 1, 2, 3, test, test. Hello, welcome and namaste. This is Moksha Mukti Apollo, giving live talks. You can ask questions about life or anything and everything. You can just simply type your questions, comment, concerns, and he will respond. In the meantime, he's going to go back to his previous talks video and see if there's any comments people have, folks have posted after his live video ended. Oh. We have someone already here. We have Patty Ramos. Hello, Patty. Welcome. Namaste. And Patty writes, hello from Chicago. Oh, hello. And we have Madison Elizabeth Gogel. And hello, Madison. Welcome. Thanks for joining. And Madison writes, what's your opinion in religion? Well, since we already have questions now, Moksha Mukti is going to respond to these questions, and he's going to come back later on and go back to look at the live video from Friday, and he's going to respond Friday or Saturday or Sunday, actually yesterday. So he's going to go back and respond to the comments that was posted after the live session ended. So let me begin with the Madison's questions. What's your opinion on religion? This is not a religion. What Moksha Mukti is speaking is not about religion. And by the way, if you don't hear Moksha Mukti's voice clearly, please put a comment there, so I have to end this live session because sometimes audio is not coming out well. So if you can't hear Moksha Mukti, or if you don't hear him properly, just put a comment there so that he will have to end this session and start another one. So that's what I've been doing it. This new technology is new technology, so there are some hiccups to this technology. And Moksha Mukti really doesn't have any opinion on religion. This is not a religion. Moksha Mukti is not giving any religious talks. He's simply answering questions about life. And this is not a religion. A religion is a practice, organized practice, based on some dogmatic scripture. And this is not religion. And Patty Ramos is there. Hello, Patty. Namaste. Thanks for joining. Patty Ramos writes, give advice on how every and thoughts heal. Patty, what do you mean by every thoughts heal? Every thought is not going to heal, because thought is arising on its own. You see, thought is arising, appearing and disappearing on its own. How can you make every thought heals? Can you elaborate more on that? What do you mean? And Patty Ramos writes, energy. Okay, so Patty writes, how energy and thoughts heal. It's not the energy or the thought that heals, Patty. What Moksha Mukti is pointing here, he's pointing you to the source within you right now. The source is there within you right now, and within here. The source itself guides you to heal or gives energy. Thought is appearing and disappearing in your consciousness. energy is appearing and disappearing in your consciousness. It's the source that heals. And he's pointing you to put your attention in the source. Not so much attention on your energy, not so much attention on your thoughts, but to the source within. And there are some previous comments here from last time. And Moksha Mukti is going to respond some of the questions. This is actually questions from, well, hold on a second. Somebody just joined. Bryce Jones. Hello, Bryce. Thanks for joining. Namaste. Bryce writes, what's the meaning of life these days, man? Moksha Mukti is not here to give you meaning of life. You make the meaning of life. You make it. You make it based on comprehensive collective knowledge imposed upon you by your society. And Patty Ramos writes, thank you. Namaste. You're welcome, Patty. Namaste. This is actually previous comments from, it was commented yesterday at 4 p.m. And Moksha Mukti's live session probably ended around, I don't know what time it ended, but by the time Katrina Martling Shipley wrote, Moksha Mukti's live session was already ended. But Katrina wrote, how do those of us, genetic illness, access healing? Besides working to clean up the environment, what can we do about the pollution that harms those of us with genetic issues? We can eat right, exercise, and have healthy mindsets. This seems to be the one thing beyond our control. I am not afraid anymore. I believe that there is more hope than allopathy offers. But this is the one thing I can't gain insight on besides hearing over and over that there are possibilities. There are just never real examples. So this is the question asked by Katrina Martling Shipley on Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And who just joined here? Michael McEntee. McEntee. Hello, Michael. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And Michael writes thoughts on psychedelics. Okay, Michael, I'm going to come back to your questions. I am going to respond to Katrina's questions. So she asks, how do those of us genetic illness access healing? Okay. So Moksha Mukti is going to simplify things for you. He's not going to make things complicated. Simply give your attention to your source within. That is observing. That is even observing your thoughts. You see, give attention to that. And what Moksha Mukti says, possibilities, because you see the words is just going to your thoughts. And by thinking, by applying thoughts, you will not be able to do anything. That's why Moksha Mukti says there are possibilities. Because even one person can take Moksha Mukti's words and one person can say Moksha Mukti's points, hey, give your attention to the source, right? And actually applying that words into your consciousness and actually doing, making effort to give attention to the source. You see, one person can heal themselves and other person can't. Because that person is actually making effort to give attention and the other person is not making effort to give attention, then he's directing everything to the thought and he's asking thought to do something instead of making effort. See, in that sense, one person has access to healing and the other person does not have access to healing. Same words, same pointers. So one person has access, one person don't have access. That's why Moksha Mukti says possibilities. If you don't give attention, then you don't have access to this the healing that Moksha Mukti is pointing out. And Katrina, if you're watching, or if you will watch this later on, if you want to go one-on-one, visit Moksha Mukti Apollo's page. He has pointed there on the web on your comment, next to your comment, and then we can go one-on-one session and guide you deeper. Pointer. So in order to do that, you must go to Moksha Mukti's website and visit his website and apply, or make a schedule, or contact to contact Moksha Mukti to do one-on-one session, and all the information is provided on the website. And let's see, I'm going to come back to Michael McKenty's question, thought on psychedelics. So Michael, do you mean psychedelics by like psychedelic drugs like LSD and things like that? If so, basically what that drugs, psychedelic drugs, like I said, I don't recommend it. Moksha Mukti do not recommend any psychological drugs or any drugs. Moksha Mukti do not recommend. However, what psychedelic drugs like LSD does is that it opens your or creates some sort of a neurotic neurochemical effects in your brain to appear like you are having extraordinary experiences. So those chemicals in the brain makes you feel, or makes it appear to you, that you are having extraordinary experiences. That's all it does. Bryce Jones, but what if society looks at me as a criminal when I have been in the right? Why are you worried? Why are you worried about what society thinks of you? Bryce, why are you worried? It's just your thought that is worried, isn't it? Give attention to the source. Giving attention to the source will give you confidence. And when you give attention to the source will guide you. And in there, you will recognize the source, you will experience the source, you will see the source. And in the recognition of source, you will not do anything wrong. And I'm going to come back to some other comments here. We have this is a Hilda Collins, and she wrote on Sunday. Hilda writes, "What can I do to help me meditate? Yes, breathe correctly. Every time I try to relax, it gets more uptight. Namaste." First of all, Moksha Mukti does not recommend any artificial meditation. He is simply pointing you to give your attention to the source that you already have within you. And by giving attention to the source, you may be able to experience that source. And when you experience that source, the natural meditation happens on its own. And Hilda Collins writes, "What will help me meditate?" Hilda, Moksha Mukti has already pointed, he does not believe in artificial meditation taught to you by someone else. He does not believe in any artificial meditation. However, if that helps you, he doesn't say don't do it. If you want to do it, do it. But he does not recommend it. And he Moksha Mukti only simplifies things for you. Simply give your attention to the source within you, that is observing your thoughts, that is observing everything. Give attention to that, and that will itself will guide you. If you want to use third party guided meditation, or read a book, or try to do different type of meditation, that is just the artificial meditation, and it just complicates things for you. So simply give attention to the source. Be here and now. And Hilda writes, I try to relax and breathe. And Hilda writes, blank out thoughts. No, it's not saying blank out thoughts. You cannot blank out thoughts. If you blank out thoughts, you also blank out. That will be end of you. You cannot end the thoughts. You can end the attachment to the thoughts. And Hilda Collins wrote, I do Reiki healing, so I know about a higher self, just difficult. Well, again, this meditation, that meditation, Moksha Mukti does not recommend any guided meditation. Then Hilda Collins writes, why aren't you getting my questions? Hilda, this is live video. When the live video ends, that means Moksha Mukti is no longer here giving live giving you live talks. When the video ends, although the video is appearing, you're thinking that he's here live. He's not here, because when the video ends, it says was live. I am no longer here. And by asking questions, he cannot respond. Now he's responding to your question today, because now he's live again. And Hilda writes, okay, namaste, I understand. Whatever, I think someone else is guiding her, Again, Moksha Mukti is not recommending any meditation. However, if you want to go do it. But he doesn't recommend it. He just makes your life more complicated. And he's here pointing you, simplifying your life, simplifying everything for you. Pointing. And this is not a teaching. This is not a lecture. I'm not telling you to do anything. Simply pointing you to the source that is already available to you now. That source is everyone's source. That source is connected. We are all connected. There is no separation. And the last Sunday, or just 3 hours ago, Wagner Couch wrote love. Yeah, this is the expression of love. Expression itself. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Why make your life complicated? Why make things complicated? When you're learning something, when someone teaching you, that means you are using thoughts. And by thinking, you're training your thoughts to have a meditation occur. So you're doing meditation from your thought level, not from the source level. See the difference? By doing the meditation on a thought level, that is artificial meditation. And you're here asking questions because now you're in thought level. And he is pointing you to the source level. And when you recognize that, when you experience that, meditation happens on its own. No comments? Let's sit back and relax. See if I can move this a little closer. Yeah. So I can read the comments. I'm bringing the iPad closer. The meditation is happening now automatically, naturally, without making any effort. Because when you do guided meditation or other meditation, see, you're making thought to do something and you're doing meditation by thinking. And Moksha Mukti is pointing, by thinking you will not do meditation. That is not natural meditation, that is artificial meditation. And he's simply pointing you to give your attention to the source here and now. And we have Nat A. Rodriguez, and Nat writes, hello Nat, how are you? Namaste, thanks for joining. And he says, I am here. Well, I'm glad you joined here. Any comments, questions, concerns, simply type it up and Moksha Mukti is going to speak regarding that. And he's not here teaching you anything. He's not here telling you anything. He's not here lecturing you. He's simply pointing you to give your attention to the source. And Nat A. Rodriguez writes, turning in to get positive vibes. Well, let's not assume anything. What do you mean by positive vibes? What do you mean by positive vibes? Don't assume anything. Do not assume anything. That's the problem. See, when you assume something, that causes you the problem. David C. Santos. Hello, David. Namaste. Thanks for joining. David writes, what is the meaning of love? David, define love. What do you mean by love? Is it love between love for your family, love for your friends, love for the world, love for your romantic partner, love for your spouse? What do you mean by love? Don't assume anything. Let's not assume anything. Here we're not assuming anything. We are going deeper because that's the nature of the thought. You see, when the thought is arising in the brain, it says when we do activity like this, going deeper. But in reality, is this deep? No, this is just one level. However, thought is making you think this is deep stuff. You see, and in this, going through this exercise requires attention, a little effort. And just by thinking, you see, you will not get there. Thinking, there you're assuming. Define what you mean by love. This is not cheap talk, you see. Because here you're making an effort to give your attention to the source that you already have within you. All the answer to your question is already within you, and Moksha Mukti is pointing you to the source. Source is there. Here, look. But You can't look to the source just by thinking. You have to give attention. You have to make effort to give attention to that. That's what Moksha Mukti is pointing. You see. And let's not assume anything. David writes, love should, well, I think he meant to say love should be same for everyone. Again, never assume. Never assume, because see, it's not the same for everyone. Do not assume. It's not the same for everyone, because there is no two people are alike on the planet. Everybody has a different aspect. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody behaves differently. Everybody has a different look. There is no person like you in aspect. In the platform of aspect. In aspect, no two being of life same, no two loves going to be same in the aspect, because humans are thinking, humans are experiencing love from their thought. One thought is lovable, the next thought is not lovable. See, that is arising from the thought. And no two person thinks alike. Even the thinking may be similar, but no two person are same. You see, because the nature works very hard to make everyone different, unique, unparalleled. However, there is something within you that Moksha Mukti is pointing. That source is one, and in that level, that love is neither the romantic love, neither the love for a family, neither the love for a world, just love, pure love that is already within you. That is the same for everyone. However, the love you're defining, see, the love, that's why Moksha Mukti asks, the love is, for your parents, or you're for family, or you're for friends, or you're for romantic partners. See, that is stemming from the thought. And that is conditional love. Only unconditional love is there in the source. Source is the unconditional love, and he's pointing you to give attention to that. Do you see the differences? What's going on in your own functionality? There's a thinking that is going on, and there's a source that is there. And thinking is appearing and disappearing, observing constantly by the source, and give attention to the source. That's what Moksha Mukti is pointing. David writes, I love my dog same as I love my wife, same as I love my neighbor. Love is love. Again, if you're loving love like that, then that's not the love that everyone is speaking of. That is the love of the source. That is the love stemming from the source within. And that is the expression of existence, expressing. And Moksha Mukti is expressing that now, you see. And when you take the love to your thought level, which majority humans doing that, 99% are doing that, that is the love from the thinking. Because now you fall in love, even I read somewhere that this husband, this couple, they got married. After 2 days, the wife left the husband. You see, that she loved she loved him to get married, and they, left him. That's not love. There's a conditional love. And in the thought level, in the conditional level, there is love, there is a hatred. Both are there. Love and hatred both are there in the thought level. And that is happening on the planet. There is love and there is a hatred. But the source, there is only love, expression of existence. You see. And Moksha Mukti is pointing you to give attention to that. We have Jason Winchester. Hello, Jason. Namaste. Thanks for joining. And Jason writes, how can I keep serenity in my heart and not allow normal everyday problems of things that generally bring me down from the beautiful feeling, from the peaceful feeling? Okay, Jason, so let's work on this together. Moksha Mukti is not telling you anything. Moksha Mukti is not giving you a lecture. And Moksha Mukti is not teaching you. However, let's work on this together. So let's take, how can I keep serenity in my heart? What do you mean by serenity in your heart? Define that. Don't assume anything. Serenity in your heart. And allow. What is not allowing you? And what do you mean by everyday problems and things that generally bring me down from the peaceful feeling? Define what is peaceful feeling. Don't assume anything. So Moksha Mukti, we're together. We're going to work on this together. Jason writes, how can I keep serenity in my heart? Well, that's the same thing he wrote again. Serenity heart. Define what is that. What do you mean by that? Don't assume anything. And what is not allowing you? What is not allowing you to be what do you want to be? And what do you mean by problems and things? What do you mean by that? See in your functionality. What do you mean by that? Don't just use your thought and use words somebody gave you. See that. And then Jason writes, for example, I can feel at peace with myself, with my surroundings and everything around me. Okay? So, where are you feeling? Where are you feeling that? What is the source of that? What is the source of the peace that you're experiencing? Jason writes, but when I see people that are judging others by being more overweight. Well, people are what they are. You cannot change them, Jason. Come on, man. You cannot change people. They are what they are. And you are what you are. Unique. See, we all are expressing the expressions. So everyone is expressing their expression, whether they're expressing their anger, they're expressing their hatred, they're expressing their sadness, they're expressing. Simply they're expressing their expression. And Jason writes, or less attractive, that really makes me angry. What do you mean by less attractive? Why should someone make you angry when they're expressing their expression? What is the one that says that you're angry? Why are you angry? What is causing you to be angry? Source, look within. It's not outward. People's, there are billions of people are living, peacefully, and in one situation, one person is angry, other person is not angry. What is causing that person to be angry? What is causing you to be angry? See the source. See the functionality. Where is that stemming from? You thought you're gonna be coming here, you're gonna have it easy, huh? Moksha Mukti is gonna make an effort to give you attention to that, to the source. See? And by giving you attention, making effort, then you'll be able to see the truth within you that is functioning. And Jason writes, it is true, everyone is unique in their one way, but why would these early values be the judge of how good is someone and why someone is better than someone else when we all are equals and should be helped? Hey, no one is saying that. Jason, you are saying that. No one is saying that no one is better than you. No one is saying that. You are saying that. And who is saying that? Your thought is saying that. They didn't say, they are better than you. Who says they're better than you? You're just assuming they're better than you. Assumption assumed by your thoughts. So he's pointing you to give attention to the source so you can see all these functionalities functioning within you and recognize. And by functioning, by accepting all these things happening, by recognition, you itself can be at peace. We have Aaron, Marlene, Lujan. Aaron, well, I'm trying to do my best to pronounce your name. Aaron, hello, namaste, thanks for joining. It says, one with my soul brother. Who is the soul brother? Who is your soul brother, Aaron? What are you talking about? The source is never ending. Yes, the source is what I'm pointing, Moksha Mukti is pointing, never ending, eternal. There's infinity possibility. There's infinity miracles can be created by giving attention to the source. Not by your thought, but your attention to the source. And if you give attention to the source, you go in circle. You'll blame everyone else. See? You'll blame everyone else just by thinking, but giving attention to the source, you'll see that, wait a minute. I know how they're functioning, now I accept them. Because I accept myself. And Aaron Marlin writes, when you are one with your soul, you'll be at peace, brother. Again, that's also assumption. Do you know what is soul? You're just giving assumption. Moksha Mukti is pointing to something that is already within you. Give attention to that. Do you know that is soul or whatever is that? Give attention to that. Experience that. We're not lecturing anyone here. We're not giving lecture. We're not teaching anyone anything. We're not telling anyone anything here. We're simply pointing them. And Aaron writes, namaste. Well, namaste. And Jason writes, I try to tell them, do not judge one, but try to see their point of view. Try to see how they feel and think. Don't just judge them by what they first see in them, but look into their eyes and for their soul before you assume. Again, you're trying to impose something onto others, man. You're trying to impose something. Why do you need to impose? Let them be who they are. Why do you need to impose your ideas onto them? And if you don't follow your ideas, if they don't follow your ideas, and you're assuming you're right and they're wrong, you see. Jenny Velasquez is here. Hello, Jenny. Namaste. Thanks for joining. And Jenny Velasquez writes, where are you from? Jenny, Moksha Mukti is in Dallas, Texas. How are you? Aaron Marlin writes again, continue doing the right things in life. Stay strong. Always stay it like the flame on a candlestick. People will follow you once you touch there, as they will ignite in flames forever changing their mind, body, heart, soul. Whatever, man. Whatever, Aaron. He's not saying anything like that. What Moksha Mukti is saying, give your attention to the source. Source is already within you, and source knows everything there is to know. And I got a phone call here. I have to respond to this one. Hang on a second here. I have to text something back. So I got a phone call here. I'm not gonna speak right now, so I'm just gonna text back. Okay. All right. So yeah, he's just simply pointing you to give your attention to the source you have already within you. And when you're recognizing the source, when you experience the source, when you see the source itself will guide you. And all the questions you have, when you recognize the source, all the questions you have will fall off. Then you don't even need to say anything. Okay. And we have Elias Johansson. Hello, Elias. Namaste. Thanks for joining. And Elias writes, I just joined and I like you already. Well, thank you. We're just here pointing you to give attention to the source that is already within you. That's all. And Jenny Velasquez, hi Jenny, thanks for joining. Namaste, says hi. And Patty Ramos, hi Patty, thanks for joining. Namaste. Please read above comment from me. Thanks for the time you shared with us. Patty, did you write anything? Okay, so I missed, I got distracted by the something. I just need to listen to this voicemail. That's important voicemail I received. I just hang on a second. Okay, so actually there is nothing in the voicemail. Okay, so let me read what he wrote, Patty. Patty says, how can a person quiet their mind enough to connect with the source? Easier said than done. Can YouTube videos from you that walks us through meditation on a connection to the source? No, Patty. Moksha Mukti is here to simplify things. He's not making it complicated. However, you can type Moksha Mukti Apollo on YouTube and you'll see many videos Moksha Mukti spoke. I think there's almost 30 or 40 hours of videos combining Facebook and YouTube. There are Moksha Mukti videos that he's speaking. He's not guiding you to meditate. He's not doing anything like that. And this is not guided meditation. This is simply pointing you to give attention. Give attention. You see, it's not easy to give attention. What you're seeking is thought. By thought level. You want to have all the instruction at your thought level and you're asking thought level to do that. That's easy process, but that's false. It will not guide you. It will not give you experience by thought level. Although it may gives you experience, like pseudo experience that you have really experienced your source, but it's not real. But what Moksha Mukti is pointing, he's asking you to give effort now, in this present moment. Simply give attention to the source that is observing all of your thoughts. And it requires attention. And when you do from the thought level, guided meditation, read book, blah, 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 those are cheap method. And cheap method will give you some experiences. Just like cheap wine can give you some buzz. But it's not the real wine. It's not the real deal. The real meditation occurs naturally when you give attention to the source. You don't need to quiet your mind. Mind could be noisy. You see, Moksha Mukti does meditation in clamor, even while train passing by, even when on an airplane passing by. You don't need to quiet your mind to do meditation. Moksha Mukti is meditating now, naturally. You see, you simply have to give your attention to the source that is already within you and observe all the thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, observe that. And Elias Johansson writes love. When you recognizing the source, see, when you experience the source, that is the expression, love. Or you're in tear of joy, or you're in laughter, or extraordinary experience, epiphany. All those are experience when you're recognizing the source. And some of you are experiencing that now, you see, and not asking for any other guidance, any other method, any other instructions, because you are here and now in the present moment and you are experiencing that. Betty is here. Hello Betty, how are you today? How's things going for you? I hope things are well for you. And Betty writes, hi there, hi. Thanks for joining, namaste. Aaron Marlin writes, thank you brother. You're welcome. See, some of you are, I don't know if you're recognizing the source or experiencing the source, but seems like some of you are experiencing the source now, not needing anything else. All you need is you. All you need is your attention. Aaron writes, the source has been a blessing as always. Namaste. Well, great. I'm glad you have experienced the source. I'm glad you recognize the source. Awesome. Good for you. Betty writes, they are going great. Awesome. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. See, everything is appearing and disappearing. Everything is appearing and disappearing in your consciousness. And you're here experiencing everything. Experiencing. Each one of us is experiencing. There is nothing else. Experiencing everything that is appearing and disappearing in the consciousness. Yeah, Edward Hernandez. Hello, Edward. Namaste. Thanks for joining. And Edward writes, is death is beautiful as part of life? Okay, Moksha Mukti does not simply give an answer. He goes deeper for so-called thought level. And he doesn't just answer, he makes you experience, or he points you to experience. And what do you mean by death? Are you talking about the clinical death that is given to you by expert, that when there is no heartbeat, when there is no breathing, there is death? Are you speaking of that death? And such thing occurs when you no longer breathe. There is no heartbeat. Body is recycling. Body never dies. It is continuing. Only death is occurring is the clinical death occurs. Clinical death is given to you by the expert, but in the reality, body never dies. It keeps on continuing. And what happens? Besides, you're not breathing, your heartbeat is not beating. Besides that, what else occurs? Your body gets recycles, and at the same time, you no longer have your thoughts and memories. So the end of thinking is end of the death. So no one can stop thinking. Only time you stop thinking is at the death occurs. So-called clinical death occurs. At the time, you will not be breathing, you will not have a heartbeat, and you will not be thinking. So only time you stop thinking is when the death occurs, so-called death occurs. And when you say beautiful is defined by your thought. What is beautiful is defined by your thought, condition imposed upon you by society. What you say beautiful is conditioned mind, interpreting. The thought is interpreting what is beautiful, what is not beautiful. It's just the interpretation of the thought. for the thought. Experience the source is going deeper, deep. For thought, it appears like that, but there is no depth. There is no depth here. There is no length here. There is no distance here. We are all connected. We are all connected. In connection, there is no distance. There is no depth. There is no texture. Now, while you are living, you see, when you give attention to the source, you can experience that now, while you're living. And it seems like some of you are experiencing somewhat, either from your thought level or from real source level. We have Nicoletta Aida Vishi says, hello Nicoletta, thanks for joining, namaste, and she says hello. And Nicoletta writes from Germany. Oh, so Nicoletta from all the way from Germany. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Moksha Mukti is in Dallas, Texas, USA. Thanks for joining. Glad to have you here. And Edwards writes, very wise. Thank you. You're welcome, Edward. Someone's trying. We have Aaron is back. Aaron says it's 3:55 a.m. on Guam, brother. What are you doing early in the morning? Can't fall asleep? Isn't it time for you to go to bed? I normally sleep during that hours, although sometimes I may be awake around 4 a.m. And it's what time is it here? It's almost 1 p.m. in Dallas, Texas, Central U.S. time, 12:58 to be precise. And Aaron says meditating. What do you mean by meditating, Aaron? He says always meditating to the source. What are you experiencing? Are you doing artificial meditation or natural meditation? And are you experiencing anything? Or forcing yourself to meditate? Let me just answer this. Hello? Yeah, I am doing the live talks right now. Live, everyone is watching. Can I call you back in a few minutes? Yeah. Yep. Will do. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye. That was my wife reminding me to take my daughter to doctor's appointment. She has a doctor's appointment today. Allergy test for school.